Do you ever just want to stare at flowers all day? Well, that's exactly what I wanted to do, which is why we headed off to the Botanic Gardens in Dublin. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the YouTube channel you are too ashamed to tell your friends and family about, and rightly so. The National Botanic Gardens of Ireland are such an oasis of calm and beauty right in the heart of Dublin city centre, and I think it's quite amazing to find somewhere so peaceful in a country's capital city, like right in the centre of it all. And more importantly, they're free to enter, which makes it such a great date opportunity if you're as cheap as I am. I used the Fujifilm X-T3 with a 35mm prime lens. The thing I love most about prime lenses is that they make your rig so compact, which makes it so much easier to carry around, and since it is that bit more compact, I just feel like I'm more inclined to actually take out my camera. Like when the opportunity strikes, I know I don't have to fumble around with this big gaudy lens that everyone's going to notice me. I'm a little more fly on the wall. One of the benefits of shooting plants is that they don't really move, and that goes doubly for cacti. Anyway, it allowed me to get some really succulent shots. Speaking of which, I took today's photos with the Provia Film Simulation. Now, those of you who own a Fujifilm X series camera know that one of the main selling points was their film simulations. That's when they tried to emulate previous 35mm film stocks that they sold in the past. So one of those is Provia, which is a real all-rounder type of film. It was no hero at anything. It wasn't amazing for landscapes. It wasn't amazing for portraits. But it was good for a little bit of everything. It's like a real, well, all-rounder. And well, the thing I like most about Provia is that because it has that standard, almost flat kind of look, it's quite a good jumping off point for editing in Lightroom. Once I had shot this sunflower that, well, looks how I feel after a night of cheap drink and even cheaper fast food, we headed over to these amazing glass houses. There is a lot to complain about in this country. Well, at least that's what the folks over in r/Ireland have taught me. But one thing I must commend is the amount of beautiful green spaces within the country's capital city. Coming here, I was mostly expecting to shoot plants, but then I was greeted by such beautiful architecture, and that combined with the greenery gives me this kind of vaporwavy aesthetic sort of look, but we'll get more into that later. Like in my previous video, I was hoping to capture this sweet moment between the couple on the bench, which I feel like I didn't quite get. I don't know about you guys, maybe you can let me know in the comments, but do you ever get over that weird feeling of taking a photo of some stranger in public? Like, part of me feels like, this is perfectly fine, this is an okay thing to do. Part of me thinks I should have a trench coat and sunglasses on right now. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know it is at this point with a small HUD on screen that I would be making jokes about house prices. But I think I've moved on from that, just like I've moved on from my dream of owning a place this luxurious. This camo patterned looking tree was so interesting, and I tried so hard to get a good photo of it. All sorts of different angles, up close to it, far away from it. None of them worked at all. And I think the lesson I had to take from that was just fucking give up, Alex. Sometimes I have to give up, I think. Which sucked, but it's okay. As we continue on, we found this furry little fella that is definitely the star of this video. And I don't mean Danny DeVito.
What are we watching here?
Bayo Ayos.
Is that me? Who shot this thing?
I've only ever seen squirrels being this friendly to people in like American cities, in movies. So to have this here in Ireland, it was a nice first, you know? Thinking about how much I'll miss our new little friend, we pressed on into the main glass house, which had its own jungle ecosystem going on. The air was hot and heavy, kind of like a nightclub at 2 AM, but it smelled better. This is probably my favourite photo from the day. It just has that aesthetic quality to me. From the green leaves, the white of the building itself, and those glowing like halation-y whites from outside, it just ticks the boxes in my brain hole. This photo totally gives me iPhone wallpaper vibes, which sounds like an insult, but I take that as a compliment to myself. Back outside, we took a final look around these smaller glass houses to get a little bit more of that sweet, sweet vaporwave aesthetic photography. Which I definitely went full out with on this edit. I like it, but I probably won't post this to my Instagram's main feed. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of the vibe, but I do like its, again, aesthetic quality. And then we found a sculpture that reminds me of certain adult movies from the 80s. I'm not too sure why. It was then time to leave, as I could hear vegan Parmesan fries calling my name, and a beer, or 4. The Botanic Gardens are so worth a visit. We were so lucky with the weather that day, and even though we were there for hours, we didn't cover everything. It'll be a place that we will have a return visit to, probably multiple times. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'm Alex Blurry on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to support me to keep making videos like this, you can follow the link in the description. I also have a website, alexblurry.com, where I'll have more blog posts coming soon onto that. And I guess the last thing to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.